a tactical 40K. We just had a game Friday with Orks, and I wanted to talk about it because it was with the list that I showed you in the previous video. Only we cut it down to 1,500 points because that's all this gentleman had for Orks, but he's played Orks for a little while now. He's played quite a few Warhammer games. He just hasn't built a 2,000 point army. Just cuts around where we're at. A lot of people have been playing 500,000 points. I guess up to, and he's working up to 2,000. But anyway, we whittled that list down. I think I took Tech Marine off. I took Scouts off. I took the Vanguard vets out. Something else. Anyway, I took a few things out. Running a big brick of aggressors with biologists, of course, and I've been painting the last few days since that video, so things are like, I actually got my aggressors, the ultramarine ones, and then my boys here, my RavenGuard guys, so I got 3 of each and they're just running together, but I've got those guys done. The other cool thing about that list, what I do, I split Shrike off. So I ran a jump captain with the jump intercessors, kept them in, ran Shrike by himself. And I'll just say this, just in case you don't want to watch further, he does very well by himself. I took the Caladius Assassin out, so that was another one. So running Shrike by himself kind of filled that role besides the Vec part, which is fine. Running him alone, being able to jump around and then threaten parts of the board was key in this game, to be totally honest. At the end of the game, it came down to him on somebody's home field objective, but we'll get to that in a bit. So I ran 2 gladiators, a whirlwind, and 1 tech marine, and then intercessors. The unsung heroes, really, of the list that people kind of have gotten away from taking battle line units. I was too. This is the first time I ran battle line unit. It's just not as sexy as these other units when it comes to damage output and whatnot. But the abilities of these guys, they do have a strength for -1 AP, 1 damage weapon, plus a grenade launcher. Plus you could throw a fist, I think, on one of the, Sergeant. I didn't do that. I just had them running around. They're assault. They do things. They score, They sticky objectives is the biggest thing. So here's what we did in this game. I got Defender. Excuse me, I gotta get my drink. I infiltrated my biologists with the aggressor brick up the board, behind cover, or they're in cover, I guess. I kept I kept my, I got rid of one of my Inceptors. That was the other one that got me down to 1,500. So I had 2, I split my brick of plasma Inceptors into 2 3-mans, put them in deep strike, put my Caluxus Assassin in deep strike, deployed my whirlwind in the back left corner behind cover with the tech marine, 1 gladiator there, 1 gladiator in the opposite corner with Shrike, and I think that was it over there. I kind of put my intercessors on the home field because my idea was, hey, we'll just sticky this thing and start running them up the board to assist the aggressor squad and the jump packs. So that went okay. Here's what happened. I was thinking about it, and I had it set up so I could get investigate signals in case I drew. Excuse me. I drew that one, that card, because we're both running tactical. And if you're curious, is GW layout number 1 on the train, and we just did Chilling Rain and what was the other one? It's like score up to 15, your home objective plus 2. You can have 2 other objectives. So I can't remember what that mission was, but anyway, there's no real additional rules. It's because we kind of just picked this one because he didn't. So much so that we did a random one. It was like the minefields, and so much of Orc stuff is being able to advance and whatnot. So I felt like let's just pick one, out of just to have fun game, in which it was really fun. Anyway, so he declares war. What is it? I think I went first. Yeah. So he declared war right on the first turn, or he went first. He declared war, ran up the board a little, as much as he could. I sticky did I sticky? Yeah, I stickied one of the objectives because I was able to get on there. Because I had my biologists and all them there, so it was like the left, not the center objective, but the left one. And he brought his truck up, one of his big trucks that holds like 20 people up on that same side, and then another truck with like another 10, and then one of those garbage can dreadnoughts up there, and then his like Terminator type character with a big battle axe. And then he had Gretchen stationed on his home objective, and then also some kind of infiltrating boys coming up towards the center objective. Well, anyway, that happened, and not much could be done to me at that turn. Or no, I went first. That was the thing. So I kept my biologist and them in there. I sticky the objective, and then that's when he did on second turn. And I was just trying to keep them safe, my biologists and aggressors, so that I could utilize them when the time came. Sorry about that. Anyway, yeah, it was I went second on that one. So anyway, I took my gladiator. I fired at the what was it? I think I fired at the truck on the right hand side. So my right hand side gladiator fired at that, destroyed that thing. A bunch of those boys came out, and with their big character dude and the dreadnought, I think he lost like one on the desperate whatever disembark or whatever you call that thing. Took some wounds on the other truck with the 20 guys, but that one was getting close. The infiltrate dudes could only get close to. He stayed behind cover, didn't get on the center objective. So my next turn, I brought up my jump intercessors up the board. I brought on my one. I think I one Inceptor squad facing the character because I drew like a you'll see the scorecard on the thumbnail. I think I'll put it on there and then here. But anyway, I set the board up so that I could score. I got a pretty good draw the first turn. So the second turn, I think I got assassinate or whatever and something else. So I'm scoring points, but anyway, I set my Inceptors up and then Shrike and the Gladiator so I can get assassinate with one of that big character, but he like reduces damage. He has, or something like that. I think he reduces damage. He has like a 2+ save, a 4+ invul, and a 4+ feel no pain or something like that. It was something crazy. And I ended up not getting him. Firing an assassin, strength 5, -1, 2 damage, or -2, D3 damage, 3 attacks, and then my 3 plasma inceptors, then Shrike, shooting his blackout, then a gladiator, with all of whatever I could shoot at him, which was only a couple guns. But what else was there? The whirlwind shot a big squad of Gretchen and only killed one. Somehow they survived. It's crazy. The whirlwind, I forgot to do the battle shocks on it. So anyway, but luckily his Gretchen didn't really do any work on it. So I keep my whirlwind and my gladiator in the left-hand corner, kind of where they're at, and I move my gladiator so I can shoot that truck. I shoot it, destroy it. Out comes those 20 guys, like the Terminator dudes, the Terminator dudes, and then the other ones. He didn't lose any of the Terminator guys. So it's like a 6 brick of those dudes. Anyway, they're moving up, so I move my aggressors in such a manner through the cover towards the center objective because there's nothing there right now to keep them safe. But I totally misplayed that because all he ended up doing is running through the cover. And I thought I had enough CP that I could move them back, but he moved the Terminators on one flank and then the other dudes that were in that straight on towards me, and the Terminators are coming around. And I totally got smoked because he moved them in the cover, shot me pretty good. I lost like 3. And then I moved them back. The next turn I moved them back. I know I'm jumping around, but I'm just wanting to tell you the story here. So I moved the aggressors back into the cover, and those Terminators are able to get into me. Now, they did survive another turn. They tied up those Terminators, and then I ended up killing those other guys with jump pack intercessors, mortal wounds, or grenades, shooting from something else. I can't remember what I shot at them. It wasn't the aggressors, because aggressors did absolutely nothing besides tie this unit up the whole game. I didn't even get to shoot them. Killed those dudes. Maybe it was the whirlwind. I can't remember. But anyway, so then the jump pack intercessors go over here, throw grenades at one squad, like Gretchen, charge into the another double charge into the rest of the Gretchen and those scout type whatever infiltrate boys with pretty good melee. Anyway, kind of tie those guys up and contest the center objective. Anyway, my biologist somehow survives another turn. So I have these Terminators just like tied up, or these Terminator Orks just kind of tied up in this one area. And then I start moving. I kill his, finally kill that character, but I already got rid of Assassinate. Finally kill the Dreadnought, whatever dude he has. Then here's the key thing. So I know I'm jumping around turns, but these intercessors that I used, so I stickied that my home objective first turn. I started running up the board, and they actually did some work. Their shots actually, I took out a few dudes. But then I realized, oh wait, he's got these deep strikers. So the next turn I took them right back, and I circled them around the center objective. And then I had my Gladiators, Tech Marine, Whirlwind, and Trike in such a manner that he couldn't get back in he could get my deployment zone, which he did score, but he couldn't take my home objective. And he had to go behind this building. So he did that. I took Shrike off the board and threw him back in his objective, home objective, deep striked him in there on the side of a building where he couldn't be seen, because I killed all but like one death copter, and that thing was over there. But it was also, I had deep struck my plasma scepters back by his home objective, not at his home objective, but behind it, and he thought I was going to kill the Gretchen. I shot past them, killed 2 death copters, and then then forced him to move one of his units back to take care of those Inceptors and his death copter, which disrupted his game completely. So then I do, once I take care of those Gretchen, and he's forced to come back and engage my Inceptors, gets me down to 1, but my Inceptor ties them up in close combat. I drop Shrike down onto his, I pull Shrike another turn, and then the final one, I kind of dropped him down on the home objective, kill, whatever's left of the Gretchen and people that are sitting on the home objective. Or they weren't the Gretchen, never mind. I didn't kill them. I killed there's another unit right by the home objective where I got on. I didn't deep strike him. Sorry. Dude, I'm all over the place. I moved him around the building onto the home objective, then charged in while maintaining the home objective, killed everybody. Shrike is pretty good at that. If you got, he's only got 7 attacks, but at the same time, if they're pretty weak dudes with twin lings, you can just go through people, or if you need precision, you could do that too. In this case, I just needed to take enough OC off the thing. So I took the rest of the unit out of Gretchen. There's one other unit that was tied up with the one Inceptor somehow to live. And then my biologist did the same thing, whether he finally died like a couple turn earlier. But it wasn't enough. His Terminators go take the center objective, and then at the same time, I've wiped out his right flank. I've wiped out, there's nothing on the left flank. I skipped sticky that one again. Come over here, and another turn, I bring in my, I took my, the final turn as well, I took my intercessors out once I knew his deep strike was already over, and I could take care of those dudes with my assassin, who tried to go in there and tie them up and ended up getting killed. I took my intercessors and put them in a corner of the board to make sure that I can get full points on behind enemy lines. He brought the what's left of his deep strikers, which are those guys with the big rocket on there. They go try to take my home objective. But I moved my Whirlwind and my Gladiator, one of my Gladiator Lancers, on the objective with my Tech Marine, and he was not able to out-OC me on that, and then eventually I killed them. And I moved my Whirlwind out that to get line of sight on those Terminators that are on the center objective, just in case I had something like that. I know this is a convoluted story all over the place, but ended up winning 67-58. Truth be told, I like Shrike alone, and I like running the dual Lancers because they have a specific mission. I like having the Whirlwind, combined arms, we call the combined arms warfare. The jump pack intercessor somehow lived against like 3 different Ork squads in the center of the board. They were good. It was key to have that captain in there with the free battle tactic. What else was there? There was just a lot of good synergies, in my opinion. That Caluxus assassin, while he didn't do that much in this game, he has the capability of really being a key component in a list. So I'm keeping him in there. And if I have to get rid of one, I'll be the Caladius. But I'm gonna dual wield them in a 2,000 point army and see how that goes. More than likely. What else is there? My really bad thing I did was the aggressor things. They didn't even play in this game, and I still won. If I'd have got them, if I'd have done it one move different, the game would have been solidly in my favor. But aggressors looking good now. Anyway, next thing, we might play a friendly game, and then we have a 550 point tournament, which I'm running Ultramarines this time. I know I should be running RavenGuard. I might switch it back out, but it kind of balances out with what I'm trying to do. Got Uriel of Interest, give Aggressor Brick Deep Strike, run a Whirlwind, and then run them around the board. But anyway, talk to you later. Peace.